Hello everyone and welcome to This Month in Music for the month of November 2021. I am your host, my name is Tyler, and as always, I am joined by the boys. We've got Brennan.
What's going on, folks?
And we've got Kai.
Yo! How's it going?
So, conveniently, this morning, Spotify released its Spotify Wrapped whatever. So I thought it would be a fun idea for the opening segment, since I haven't really been paying attention to actual topics to do for this episode. I thought it'd be fun if we played a little game where we try to guess each other's number one artist, song, and genre of music for their most listened to shit on Spotify.
Yes. I can't wait.
Yeah, and Kyle, this is going to be great for you since you don't have Spotify.
No.
Scrub.
I will tweet about what my Apple Music one was when that one comes out, because they wait a little till later. But they do same S thing. I'll just post it and everyone will be like, wow, oh my God.
That's fair. Well, for now, you can just guess what me and Brennan's are.
Woo.
So, what we're going to do, multiple choice, so that we're not just shooting in the dark. And we're going to give out three answers, and then we'll just have to try to pick which one is the number one of each section. Whoever gets the most points at the end wins nothing. Woo! Cool. So, I will say starting off that some of the stuff that was on my lists were a little surprising.
Oh.
So I'm sure it's accurate because it's literally just data, but I was kind of like, what? On a few things. So
I feel like that's how it is every year for like at least one thing on everybody's Wrapped.
Yeah.
It's just like, wait, how did Selena Gomez sneak onto my list? How I don't even listen to Selena Gomez. Yeah. Like it's always one thing.
We're going to start with the easy one. We're going to start with top artist. Now, mine is obviously DGD because it's been that for the past like 6 years in a row. So I'm going to say that you have to guess my number two. Just because it'd be way too easy. If you were guessing my number one, it'd be instant. So I'm going to go first. Was my number two artist of the year, was it State Champs, Stand Atlantic, or Bill Murray?
Oh, wow. Those are all easily
the
2, 3, and 4 of your list.
They are all in the top 5, but only one of them is the number two.
Surprised you didn't throw the home team in there.
I know, I was expecting him to say that too.
Were they in your top 5?
Surprisingly, no.
Okay, I mean, the album did just come out, so I'm guessing the majority of the year.
I figured. I mean, I've been binging it, so.
Oh yeah, for sure, same. I'm gonna jump out on a limb already. I'm gonna go with State Champs.
Okay.
I feel like you always listen to State Champs, and I feel like maybe a little less do you listen to Stand Atlantic or Bill Murray.
I mean, I've seen Tyler's fandom of Stand Atlantic in person. Whenever we met them at Sad Summerfest, but I think I'm gonna go Stand Atlantic for sure.
Okay,
right.
Final answers locked in.
Yeah,
yeah.
You are both wrong. It was Bill Murray at the
really?
number 2. Yes.
Who was okay? Which one? What was number 3? Tell us what the other ones were.
Number 1 was Dance Gavin Dance. Obviously, number 2 was Bill Murray. Right. Number 3 was Chair, which I thought was fucking wild because I did not listen to that album that much. I didn't.
Wow.
think it was a good album, but like, okay. Number 4 was State Champs, and number 5 was Stand Atlantic.
So higher.
So yeah, you got the higher pick. Yeah.
Yes. Brennan, it's your turn.
All right. Well, as predictable as Tyler's was, my number 1 was also DGD.
Whoa!
So, crazy.
It's crazy, dude.
I mean, it's predictable, but so for my number 2, okay. There's three that I figured would be up here, and one of them that was a little bit of a surprise, but I realized not really, since they did have an album come out this year. Close.
I knew it.
Close. So my number 2 is either Polaris, Spirit Box, or North Lane.
Another very difficult one.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Were all 3 of these in your top 5 as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
makes it really difficult because I'm not surprised by this at all.
Oh.
I'm going to go North Lane. That's my gut instinct. I'm going to go North Lane.
Ooh, interesting selection. Okay.
All right. I think my gut instinct's kind of immediately jumping to Polaris. And my reasoning behind this is I feel like multiple times this year when we've started recording about something else, you've mentioned Polaris. so that's why I'm gonna put my chips there. But who knows?
Yeah, because their album is like over a year and a half old and it still fucking slaps. Man. So one of you is right. Okay, and one of you is right behind them.
Ooh.
So the answer is North Lane.
No! Yes! No way!
My number 3 artist was Polaris, to no one's surprise. My number 4 is Tillian.
Let's go!
Wow, there we go.
Wow.
And my number 5 is Spirit Box. So...
Nice.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting
Box
Tillian to be that high, but I did give his album a lot of spins. So
I'm really surprised Tillian jumped ahead of Spirit Box for you. That's kind of crazy.
I mean, maybe it's because Tillian's came out at the beginning of the year. I had more time to because like some songs like I revisit frequently. Yeah. But Spirit Box, since it's come out, I've just been fucking jamming that shit. So
that's fair. See, I feel like I listened to the Spirit Box album and the Tillian album way more than the Chair album. But like neither of them were in my top 5, so it's so weird to me. Right. I don't know. We're moving on to songs. So this one we're actually gonna do picking the number 1 since it's less predictable.
Right.
So was my number 1 song "Eye Opener" by Rain City Drive, formerly Rain City, formerly Slaves.
Wow.
Was it Imagination featuring Tim Henson by Tillian, or was it Hate Me Sometimes by Stand Atlantic?
Ooh.
2 songs that came out last year or a song that came out this year.
I'm going to go with Hate Me Sometimes. It's a really good song. Not the other 2 aren't, but...
it is a
very
really
good.
Safe pick.
Yeah,
very
I feel
good
like it
pick.
is. Will you join me in safety, or shall you stray into the ocean and drown? Or survive?
I'm going to go with Eye Opener. I feel like that's a pretty safe bet as well.
Wow.
That would be my second guess. So.
It's probably not either.
Just like Brennan's, one of you is right, and one of you is just behind them. It was Hate Me Sometimes. Was my number 1 song, and Eye Opener was number 2. Eye Opener is my favorite track from that album, but apparently
I know, you said Eye Opener, I was like, wow.
Yeah, I know.
That's
it's
an interesting one for that one.
My top songs are so weird, because it's like, I didn't think I listened to these that much. Hate Me Sometimes, I guess, makes sense being my number 1. Because it's like, it's my favorite song by them. It's on multiple playlists I listen to. I never skip it. Sure. Eye Opener is number 2. I listen to them a lot. Like, I listened to that album a lot. I didn't think that was the song I listened to the most from it, but whatever. Number 3 was Soft Words by Chair, which, again, I don't remember listening to that album that much that it would rank that high. It's a solid album, but, like, whatever.
Your 2021 has been defined by Chair.
I must have just listened to them so much when that album came out. I don't know.
Yes.
And then my number 4 and number 5 were both from the Tillian album. 4 was Imagination, and 5 was All I Crave Is Peace.
Nice.
That makes sense. Yeah.
And it's still not going to be on your top 5 albums of the year. All right, Brennan, what's your...
Yeah, it won't be. Spoilers, but yeah.
So, my top 5 songs list was very interesting. Because it had some 2 really old songs. 2 of them that came out, well, I guess one of them came out this year. 2 of them came out last year. Or one of them came out the year before that. So, out of my number 1 song, you have 3 selections. Okay. The Robot with Human Hair Part 2.5. Blessed Be. Or Stroke God Millionaire.
There's a safe answer.
There's a really safe answer. There's like a kind of safe answer, and then there's
like
an outlier. I want you to pick first, Kyle, just so I could pick something different.
Shit.
From what you picked.
Shit. I picked like first every time, and now you're just like, well, you know what?
You know what? No, I want Tyler to go first.
Oh well, don't give me that. Shit.
Watch you pick the one that
I'm
I
gonna-
kind of want to pick, and I'm gonna be sad because you're going first.
I'm gonna go with the one I think is the least likely, just because I feel like it will be surprising. I'm gonna go with Blessed Be. I don't know if that's gonna be accurate, but that's what my gut is going for. So I'm gonna pick that.
That's also where my gut was going, but I'm not gonna pick the same thing as you, so I'm gonna go with Stroke.
Safe pick.
Because
Safe pick.
Both
we
very
doing
good
wrong?
selections. So my number one song is Stroke God Millionaire,
Damn, I should have gone with the safe pick.
because to me that song is absolute perfection.
thank you for going first, Tyler. I also would have picked what you picked. Ha.
So my number 2 is actually Parasitic Cleanse by Hail the Sun, because that song is a fucking bop.
That is a bop of a track.
My number 3 is Blessed Be. My number 4 is The Robot with Human Hair Part 2.5. And my number 5 is Gone to Me by 1,000 Below.
Interesting.
Wow.
So, but that song is an absolute banger. I mean, that's Gone, or 1,000 Below, they are underrated as fuck. So
I feel
shout
like
out to
I've
them.
definitely listened to them before, but clearly not enough to like recognize the names of it.
No, I know. I can't even like fathom what that sounds like
Dude,
off the top of my head.
Honestly, I totally forgot who the band was when I said the song title. I'm like, oh shit, who are they? And I'm like, oh yeah, 1,000 Below. But yeah, their album, I think it's called Chemical, is like insanely good.
Yeah, I feel like I had to have listened to some tracks from it because I know I've heard of them before, but I don't know. I'll have to
no, the
verify that.
album's called Gone in Your Wake,
Okay, gotcha.
but they have a song called Chemical on it, so that makes sense.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Well, we're gonna do our final round of the game. What are the scores right now? Are we all tied at 1?
I have 2 now.
Oh, you have 2? Wow.
Yeah.
I have
Yeah, I know
1.
too.
I think Brendan's
I don't think I have any.
shit.
Do you know? Oh shit.
Yeah.
Is this one? Will this one be for 2 points then?
Yeah.
Make
Yeah.
these both for
We'll
2
say
points.
just say this one is gonna be
Spice
worth
it up.
2
Spice it up.
points.
Yeah, spice it up a little.
Okay. So, this is for top genres. Was my number 1 genre pop punk, swancore, or post screamo?
Right off the bat, I'm gonna say pop punk.
Okay.
You said post screamo. Is that what you said?
Yes, post screamo. I will also say I'm kind of surprised swancore is a legit genre in the Spotify system.
When you said that, I was like, wait, what? Oh, did you? Alex Mukula, he's a bass player on Twitter, tweeted out that his most listened to genre was Final Fantasy, is what he told him. And he was like, I'm glad this is getting the recognition it deserves.
Okay.
But anyways, post screamo and swancore. That's difficult because like swancore, DGD's are number 1. The details are leaning me towards swancore.
Is that your
from the evidence around it?
Is that your
and the
final
other
answer?
Categories. Yeah, I'll lock it in. Why not?
Okay. Brennan was right. It is pop punk.
Wow, I'm so surprised.
Yeah, because
I figured that this one was going to be easy just because it's like my girlfriend basically exclusively listens to pop punk. So whenever we're together, that's really all we listen to. And I like it on my own anyway. So I think that is sort of what like made it the default number 1 this year. Because it was like, I was always listening to pop punk. I was only sometimes listening to other genres. But in order, it was pop punk number 1, swancore at number 2, metalcore number 3, gent at 4, and post screamo at 5. So a weird bag of
very interesting little eclectic bag of genres. Yes. All right.
Well,
Brennan.
So my number 1 genre. Your 3 selections are gent, gangster rap, or metalcore?
Something's leaning me towards gangster rap, man.
I love me some Kendrick Lamar and like old school shit,
Are all
dude. Like,
3 of these in your top 5?
oh yeah. I'm looking at my top 5 right now.
I'm so curious to know what the other 2 are, but we'll get there.
I mean, give me some Biggie Smalls, all day.
Ooh, okay, yeah.
I'm kind of surprised he's not in my top 5 artists. I listen to him a lot.
I'm definitely torn between 2 of the 3.
Dude, me too. This is crazy. One of them he has a segment about, and the other one he talks about all the other time that he's talking about.
It's really difficult. I'm going to go with my gut once again. It failed me once, and it worked for me once, so this will be the deciding factor if I should trust my gut from now on. I'm going to go with Djent, just because you're always looking for Djent shit for Gentleman's Club, and you're always on the Reddits and stuff. It just kind of makes sense.
I do listen to a lot of Djent, and I do look for a lot of Djent.
He does.
Kyle.
Well, I tell you what, it worked last time I was against Tyler to pick the safe pick, and so I'll do it again. Well, wait, what was it? Was it specifically just metalcore, or what was it? I can't remember exactly what it was.
All right, so you had Djent, you had gangster rap,
yeah,
and you had metalcore.
And metalcore. Okay, it was metalcore, just metalcore. Yes, I'll go metalcore.
Yeah.
I didn't remember if it was like a something metalcore or not. So yeah, metalcore.
All right, so one of you is right. One of you is really close to being right. So my number 1 is metalcore.
Fuck.
I win!
Kyle wins.
Yes!
All
The
right.
guy with no Spotify wins the Spotify rap.
Round of applause. Round of applause.
Granted, you had the most opportunity to score, but that's not
fair.
here or there.
It's fair.
So, number 1, metalcore. Number 2, swancore. Number 3, Djent. Number 4, pop punk. And number 5, gangster rap.
Wow. I'm kind of surprised pop punk made it onto your top 5 genres at all.
I mean, a lot of Rain City Drive, I guess them, some Stan Atlantic, some State Champs and shit sprinkled in. So
that's fair. That's fair.
I mean, I do fuck with pop punk. So
fair enough.
What?
Now, before we end this segment, I want to have a bit of a pissing contest. Who was the bigger DGD fan? When it went to your top artist thing in the story, it sold you what percentile of the fan base you were in.
Right.
Now, I'm going to say, Kyle, you have to predict which one of us got a higher number before we reveal the answer.
Me.
This is all or nothing. If you get this wrong, you lose all your points.
I think it's Brennan.
Okay.
Losing my bets in Brennan.
Okay.
Brennan's reaction does not give me faith in my pick, but it's going to go with Brennan.
Because I didn't realize.
Now, when Kyle, I want you to count down from 5, and then Brennan and I have to, on our hands, put up the number.
Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ooh!
I was in the top 1% of DGD listeners.
Wow!
Double or nothing. That means you got 8 points. Let's go!
Yes.
For those of you listening to the only audio version, I'm in the top 2%. Brennan is in the top 1%. He is the true fan.
Because
there's a lot of reaction was because it would have been because I won.
Because I didn't realize, because earlier today I was scrolling through and I saw that people were in the top 0.5%.
Yeah.
So my reaction was Tyler might actually be in that, as far as I know.
There were, I don't know what you guys saw, but I saw some people that were in the top 0.05%.
Oh yeah.
Some people it was really tiny. I was like, holy shit. A lot of people I follow on Twitter were in the top 0.05% of Young Thug's listeners, and I was like, cool.
Wow, I don't Young Thug.
I couldn't think of a single Young Thug song, but apparently the people I follow on Twitter like Young Thug.
I guess.
Dude, Young Thug slaps. I'll give him some credit. He gets good shit. Yeah.
He might have something that I don't even realize is him.
I don't think I've ever listened to him before.
I don't know either.
Shocking.
I also, this entire time I realized something. It's really good that I'm not in this competition with my Apple version because I have a family plan on my Apple Music. So you'd be getting stuff that like the rest of my family's listening to as well. So like it never really comes out truly just me. Like
That's
even if
fair.
I listen to DGD like fucking 24/7, Josh Groban's gonna get on there. He always does. He always gets on. I'm just like, I didn't listen to Josh Groban. What the fuck?
Well, that's a shame.
Yeah, so, but yeah. You know what song I will say, though, I am almost for sure thinking is going to be on my list just as a fun little bonus. It's going to be Brand New Shirt by Super Mega because I listened to the fuck out of that song. I
respect that.
So much
I forgot
this year.
that came out this year. I might have to redo my top 5 singles.
I tell you what, there was a moment where I almost put it in. I had a legitimate moment just because of how long I've been listening to it. It's been with me all year. But we'll see if it did make it in.
Well, before we can get to that, which won't be happening today, so that was kind of a misleading thing that I just said. But we're done with the Spotify segment. We're done with the main segment. It was buckets of fun. It's been great.
Woo.
And it's the last main segment of the year.
Oh boy.
Traditionally, there is no December installment of Month in Music. So.
Yeah, because I think albums stopped coming out December, like the first Friday into December.
Yeah.
I have an album coming out this month, but it's fine.
It's fine. Anyway, you know what time it is. It's time for segment numero 2, Kyle's YouTube Corner.
Nice rolly intro.
A 1, a 2, a skiddy-doo-doo-doo.
Welcome to the corner, my friends. We gather here once again. The end of the year.
What are we in church? What the fuck is this?
Am I gonna fucking
Welcome to
have to
Kyle's
file into a
YouTube
pew
mass.
or something? Like,
Mash. Just like as I was sitting there, please add just like a church choir. just. Anyways, welcome to the corner for one last time this year. And it's quite the corner, I will say. There were some really fucking impressive things this month. I'll start out with the one that was on it like the most, and it was Scary Pockets. They just fucking dropped song after song. And I don't even have their stuff from their upcoming album on here. They've got Scary Goldings 4, which is a collaboration with a piano player whose last name's Goldings, and I feel bad because I can't remember his first name. But it's Scary Pockets, him Goldings, Scary Goldings, boom. They're releasing an album next month, but as far as singles go, they did a bunch of covers of, a couple of them are Take It Easy, Permission to Dance. That one's by BTS. I know that one. Crazy Train. That one was cool. That was like a jazzy version of Crazy Train by Mr. Ozzy Eat a Bat Osbourne. And,
what a name. I don't think he's like known as that, but he's known for that.
I'm not a huge Ozzy guy.
I feel like he's pretty well known for that one. But anyway.
Oh no, he's known for it, but he's not known like as that.
There are other people that are now more famous for eating a bat, but I digress.
Yeah.
And then Scary Pockets also released, probably my favorite of the month actually, was they got together with Casey Abrams, I believe is his name. I can't remember for sure. It's called
Casey
Crazy
Anthony?
Little Thing. Not that one. It's cover the song Crazy Little Thing Called Love. And as a little funky jazz tune, I really dig it. It's very cool. I always love the stuff they did. I've loved it all year. I'm so glad I ran into them this year. They've been really fun.
Isn't that a cover of the Queen song?
Is that who does Crazy Little Thing Called Love?
The Crazy Little Thing Called Love. Yeah, it's an old Queen song.
All right. Yeah, that one. I mean, because you sung the tune that it is indeed, so it's like I guess it's that one.
Yeah, it's Queen, baby.
Forgot that was Queen.
Yeah.
Oh, well. I'm fake.
I'm kind of surprised they're under my top 5. I listen to a lot of Queen.
Did you? Hell yeah.
Yeah, I listen to a lot of Queen, dude.
But yeah, I'm glad I ran into Scary Pockets this year. I accidentally stumbled upon them on TikTok months ago now, and they released some really cool little covers this year. I'm excited about this album at the end of the year. Other than that, we've got a couple single entries from a couple people. I just picked a couple from a couple other people. Family Jewels did love the subhuman self from frickin' that fighting game. Ooh, what was it called? Guilty Gear.
It was like you did not narrow that down at all.
That fighting game.
Came out
the only one. There's only one fighting game.
I mean, what fighting game came out this year that was defined by its music a lot more than the others? It was Guilty Gear.
Obviously that was Nick All-Stars Brawl.
The one where they use like really like none of the actual music.
Fucking stock music. Royalty free like circus tunes.
But anyways, Family Jewel did love the subhuman self. It was really good. I really want to sit down and actually listen to the Guilty Gear soundtrack now from the new Guilty Gear, because I know some people kind of meme about it, but like if it's as good as these covers are, which I don't know if they will be, but if they've got to be somewhat close, because I like the song in the cover version. It's gonna be good. So I'm gonna give that one a little listen. Yeah, Family Jewels. Woo. Other than that, got Mr. Jonathan Young doing a cover with a couple other people. I remember the other singer's name is Nala, and I feel bad because I can't remember the guy that did the rapping in it.
Nala, like the one that fucked Simba on the hill?
That's the one. It's a dude singing with Jonathan Young in his cover of Enemy, infamously known as the intro to Arcane, that new show that fucking slaps. You don't need to know anything about League of Legends to watch that show. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
True. It's very true.
My dog agrees. So what else do I have? What else do I have in this corner? Oh, I fucking remember something that wasn't even on the list, and that's why I couldn't remember it. Frickin' Insane in the Rain Music released a cover this month. He didn't release it on Apple Music, so it's not on my list. My dog loves this song. And
he's going crazy.
His dog's like, wow, yeah! It's because it's a cover of a freaking song from Smash Brothers Brawl, which I have like probably the most nostalgia for of any Smash game. It's called Bramble Blast. It's from the Subspace Emissary game. Wow. And the moment it started, his jazz cover of that song, I fucking lost my mind. And I started barking like crazy. It was great. One last one to talk about. One that's been like I've been really excited about all month. Is a song by a guy named Grabbits, in collaboration with the video game Valorant and Riot. Speaking of Riot again, whoa. He did a song called Die For You as the theme song for the Valorant Champions tournament that's happening right now. Yeah, it's really good. The music video is really fucking cool. It's really well animated. It's very trippy. It has like some kind of lore references as well as like hype for like the actual tournament. The song uses the loading music from Valorant as like one of its main themes in it, which is really cool. Yeah.
Never played Valorant, so I didn't know that when I...
Yeah. And then like to go on top of that, like there's like a bundle in the store that you could buy that like when you inspect the gun, it plays that music. And then when you like get the final kill in the round, the guy explodes, and then in the sky it turns into that dude holding the thing like Atlas. His name's Brimstone.
Oh, that's really cool.
And it's really fucking cool. And then on top of that, if you buy that bundle, you give 50% of the 50% of the proceeds of that bundle goes to the teams competing at Champions, which are some teams from like South America, for all over the place, like smaller regions in Valorant that are getting this money that are like smaller organizations. All in all, this whole thing around this song is just fucking awesome. Like the tournament's cool. I love Valorant has been what I've been watching like all year. I'm super pumped to see who wins champs. North America, let's go. So yeah, the song was like just kind of a culmination of me like playing Valorant this year, watching the series or the competitive series, all together into this one fucking thing, and it was awesome.
Yeah,
I'm glad as I finished talking. Oh no, the dogs kept barking. I thought they were gonna stop right as I stopped talking. But yeah,
I will say I enjoyed that video because I am a fan of good animation, and good animation it was a lot. Yeah. It's very good animation. It made me cream my jeans. The song was okay.
Yeah.
And I know nothing about Valorant really, so.
Yeah. As a person that likes Valorant, the song is like immediately more intriguing than it is just like on like alone listening. But which is why it really hit me. But I still like it though. I like it a lot. Yeah. So yeah, that's gonna be it for the YouTube corner, the last one of the year. Holy cannolis.
Wow.
My dogs are so torn up about the end of the year.
Wow.
So damn sad. But yeah, that's it. We did it.
Cool. Lock it up, shut it down. It's closed.
Corner shut down.
You know what's still open for now, though? The Gentleman's Club.
Hell
So we're gonna go
yeah.
there.
Yeah, you guys know last call's not till 2 a.m., so come on in to the Gentleman's Club. Oh, well.
Smooth transition.
Smooth. Smooth just like my brain. So.
Nice. What is this transition?
Who has a chance of getting into the club tonight, Brennan?
Wow. It's funny you ask, Tyler, because just like every other month so far, we have 2 candidates that I feel are worthy for admission into the Gentleman's Club, but only one can survive this gauntlet of votes. So, the first one is from a band that is a gent staple. You know, these guys have been around for a while. Their guitarist, of course, is the world-renowned Tosin Abasi, and that dude is an absolute sick fucking legend. So, the first one is The Problem of Other Minds by Animals as Leaders. So, let's take a quick listen. So this track, Animals as Leaders does a great job of like kind of making compositions and, you know, really, you know, bringing like the expert guitar tones that Tosin brings to the table, and like, you know, the other guitarist and the drummer kind of like accent him very well. Like there's one part where it's almost like an Iron Maiden solo where like they're just like both shredding, like the guitars are like harmonized, and it's just so fucking delicious. But that's not the only track that might get admission into the club. The other one is called Terrene Hunter from a band called Andromeda. So, let's take another quick listen. Yeah, so fucking Kyle.
Oh,
I mean, another killer track, you know. More of in the wheelhouse of gent than I feel The Problem of Other Minds is. You know, it's got some really good, like, some riffage. The guitars really go off at some parts. The drums can be pretty nutty at times, but, you know, other than that, they're more of like an accent piece. But, I mean, just a very good, solid gent track. So, it's up to us, gentlemen. Which one will enter the Gentleman's Club?
I would like to go first.
Oh, wow.
If
I was actually gonna go Kyle first, but Tyler.
Go for it, Tyler.
I have a very strong opinion on this one. I think it is obviously Terrene Hunter. Obviously. Because yeah, the Animals as Leaders one is like really technically good. But it kind of like, not that it's repetitive, but to a certain extent, it does just sort of feel like endless chug. And it's like, it's technically good, but did I enjoy it? They have much better songs. Like, it's really, really good on a technical level. They're very talented guys. I respect everything that they do, and I can appreciate the nuances of all of their songs. But the other one just fucking rips. Like, the Andromeda song is just a good time. I just enjoyed myself while I listened to that one. It's something I'd throw down to. The other one is like, it's fine, but I don't know. I can't see myself just like going out of my way to crank that Animals as Leaders song. It's technical, but it doesn't really get my endorphins firing off like the Andromeda song. So I'm going with the Andromeda song.
Wow. So in a surprise twist, Andromeda getting the first vote. They're up 1-0. Kyle, what is your response to that?
Tyler, your endorphins are lame because Animals as Leaders is really fucking that track is so good. You even like said like the most important thing is like on a technical level, it's just so fucking good.
Yeah,
like they are just so crisp,
and I like some of their songs, and I don't like that one.
And they're all really great. And this one is no different to me, and I don't think it is to many people as well. I think like the fucking just if there is nothing more in Animals Leaders than like just fucking chuggy goodness, that's what people come to it for. And you're just like dissing it for that. I don't understand your argument here. I just don't think it really holds water. Yeah, I don't know. And don't get me wrong, the Andromeda track fucking slaps. Andromeda is also a very good band, very technical as well, very good. I do think it kind of hits a little bit harder, I think, and I will give it that. You know, like that fucking like the impact and like the fucking like the of it is really fucking is there. Yeah, the technical term is there on the Andromeda track. But as like an experience for me, the Animals as Leaders track to me, it just kind of like takes you somewhere. It really just kind of like transports you. You're kind of like living in it, and it's just kind of fucking going. And it's
to me, it just kind of took me inside of like a dryer cycle, or it was just kind of tumbling, and it was done.
You know what dryer cycles are? Warm and embracing, and I felt in a warm embrace while I listened to that song. And that's why my point goes to Animals as Leaders.
I'm sure, I think any sane person is going to side with you in this. It's just, to me, that song was the equivalent of like riding in a dryer with a bunch of spoons. There's just a lot of chugs and taps, and I was just kind of like, this is going on for a while.
You really like over time have started shitting on the song more and more as you've explained.
Yeah, I know.
I think they're both very good, but I think Animals as Leaders edges it out.
And their fans are douchey, so I don't care.
They are douchey. Usually I'm against Animals as Leaders, but with this song here, I really think...
And between the two of us, I'm the guy who's listened to Animals as Leaders way more, so it's like I shouldn't even be the one like arguing against
them.
It's
so funny. But I respect this song because it's very good. So, Brennan, what do you got? You got to break this tie. Last one of the year. Oh, baby, it's a tie. So excited.
Man, I had a feeling it'd come to this. So, first off with the Animals as Leaders song, the first chuggy part is just a tad too long. It is, I mean, when it breaks into like the kind of like guitar solo-y part that eventually the other guitar comes in to kind of harmonize. I mean, it's kind of like Iron Maiden style. It's like the closest comparison I can come up with. I think that's really neat, and I really like how they like widen the sound with like the background kind of like, I mean, it sounds kind of synthy, but like not like, you know, like the cringe kind of synth. So like I really like how they like widen out the track. But that one part is something that holds it a little bit back, while the Andromeda track really doesn't have that kind of part. I mean, maybe the chorus is a little bit generic with the chord progression, but I don't view that as much as like a holdback as the Animals as Leaders song. That and plus like Animals as Leaders old stuff is like far superior than this track and Monomyth that came out a couple months ago.
Yes.
So being like an old school Animals as Leaders fan, like this new direction doesn't really worry me, but it just kind of surprises me. And as much as I hate to say it, because I am one of those douchey Animals as Leaders fans, Andromeda has to get my vote. I feel like Terrene Hunter is just the more complete track, and it just personifies Djent like much more so, even though I like the Animals as Leaders track. Like I'll probably listen to it again, but for now,
hell yes.
Terrene Hunter by Andromeda has been granted membership exclusivity into the Gentleman's Club.
Kyle, go listen to better Animals as Leaders songs.
You like, I just don't understand how you guys call yourselves like Animals as Leaders fans, because like all they do anymore is have a part that's kind of repetitive and then do something with it at the end. Like that's all their music are, and yet you guys are like, oh, I like Animals as Leaders, but this time
you just said that it wasn't repetitive, so.
But that's what you guys agreed on.
With us to argue with us.
Well, I don't think that part's repetitive. I just think it like drags on too long. Because like even in like their older stuff, like yeah, like they had parts that took a while, but even like then like those parts were like way more intricate and had like way more to like unpack within them. while this was literally just like scrambled like strums.
Yeah. I have that
Or
issue
just
with like
palm-muted.
some of their songs. Like that's why I kind of gravitate toward other instrumental bands like Polyphia and stuff over Animals as Leaders, because like Animals as Leaders on a technical level is like mind-boggling, but some of their songs are like so technical, it gets to the point that it's like it's not even super enjoyable to listen to. It's just sort of like a cacophony of like tappiness and chugs, and like it's hard to even like vibe to it at all. And that's just sort of a bit of the issue I've had with this one too. It's like, oh well, I still respect their craft. I still like a lot of their songs, but it's definitely not the first time I've felt this way about an Animals as Leaders track, which is why I'm not like a huge Animals as Leaders fan.
Yeah.
But
That's kind of, I feel like that's why we differ, because I do really like it when they get to that level.
mm-hmm.
Like when they really get like kind of super technical, and I'm just like, oh wow, okay, I kind of dig it. Like it's when they're like on the verge of like crazy technical, but they're still like kind of doing the same thing, that I'm just like, these guys have a lot of hype around them for something that a lot of other bands are doing better.
Because like I'm more in that boat, but I feel like in this track for that part, it was literally like not super technical. It was just kind of like random strumming. When like if I listen to a track like The Woven Web, where like, you know, he's doing like his finger picking with like all the craziness, you hear like the double kick in the background just fucking like matching him like stride for stride. It's just like, ooh, like these dudes just hit a fucking level that I feel like they just don't reach in this song.
That's fair. I don't know if I 100% agree, but like I definitely see where you're coming from. I'd have to listen. I mean, in general, I don't listen to them enough that like I could take a full stance on like comparing songs of theirs. So
That's fair.
But I definitely can like
check out The Woven Web. That song slaps.
I can
Listen
that's
to
one of the
Gym
ones-
Class Dodgeball or whatever the fuck the song is that I like.
Physical education or whatever
Physical
it is.
education.
Oh yeah. That is
Yeah.
a pretty slap. Bang.
It's like the one everyone knows. Yeah.
Yeah. And then what is it? El Cafo or Cafo?
Oh yeah, that
or-
one rips.
Yeah, that song fucking rips. Like that's old school good epic Animals as Leaders.
And they didn't even make it into the fucking club, and we're out here talking about them for a long time.
Well, hey,
fuck that shit.
the club will still be around next year, and they'll
Oh,
have a
yeah.
full album
They have
at
a
that
cha-
point,
I mean,
so
yeah, I heard
they
they're
have
coming out
many
with an
more
album,
chances
so.
to get into the club. I don't want their like, because that's the thing too. Once someone gets into the club, I tend to like vote against them by default for variety's
dumb.
sake. I don't want their
It's dumb.
pick. I don't want their entry to the club to be something that I don't necessarily care for. Just to
Well, I mean, Ollie Steele won the first two, I believe.
I know.
I think this is Andromeda's second song.
I just tend to.
Oh yeah, I mean, I take that into consideration, but you know, if their
Yeah,
track's
'cause-
just far superior, then they win.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Last month I was I can't remember what it was against. I think it was against Monomyth, wasn't it? Was it last month? Or
no,
maybe it was something else. I'm thinking
Monomyth
of.
was going to be the one for the month we didn't do.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
There was
yeah.
something else that had a repeat opportunity to get in recently.
Oh, the
and I
Omnific.
was- Oh yeah, and I was like
Yeah,
100%
yeah.
in because I was like, this song fucking slaps, and you guys were like, but they already have an entry. I fucking lost it because I'm just like,
I just
my
like
stance,
the other song better.
well, you're wrong there, but I think that the fact that you hold the double entry thing to a high level, I think is dumb, because if it's good enough, it deserves another spot, like Ollie Steele got.
Yeah.
I mean, like
Omnific's better than Ollie Steele. Just saying.
like I said, I consider it, but I don't. It doesn't like sway my vote. Although it might have been that episode. Who knows? I'll have to re-listen.
I think it did, but it's okay. we
Also,
move
Andromeda
on.
might also be
Yeah.
in there. I know they've been up a couple times. I never remember who.
I was
makes
gonna
it.
say they
They
definitely
have one
been in
song. They
contention.
have Ne Plus Ultras in for sure. For the
For the
Omnific.
the Omnific. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Oh.
We'll have to go back and figure out what made it in and do like a ranking of all of them at some point.
Oh
in the
shoot!
future
Yeah,
that made
it's
it
finally
in.
time
Yeah.
because we
Yeah,
did like a
because
whole
now
year.
we've done a full year minus 1 month of episodes. So we can
10
do a Gentleman's Club brawl, a bar fight, if you will.
A Gentleman's Club bar brawl. Hell
Yeah. We'll do that sometime in the near future. But in the immediate future, being right now in this very moment, we gotta close things out with picks of the month.
Woo.
Damn.
The part of the show where we discuss our picks of the month. So we're gonna go over our favorite singles and albums that dropped in the month of November. Kyle, let's start with you.
Woo.
Take us through your picks?
Singles is a little bit easier for me than albums. So I had a lot of albums come out this month. As far as things I didn't talk about yet in singles, Rain City Drive had Cutting It Close as their first song from their new name and everything, which is like off of their new album that's coming out relatively soon. I'm pretty sure they said. Song slaps. It's really fucking good. I miss them, and I'm so excited to hear what they have next. I don't think it makes my song of the month though. It's very good though. I'm very excited because I'm sure the upcoming ones will. T-Pain released a song called "I'm Cool with That" about getting cucked, and it was very good. The song just sounds so fucking cool. I love it. I've always liked T-Pain, especially now that he kind of leans a little bit off of the what is it, fucking auto-tune gas pedal, because his voice is fucking incredible. If you haven't seen him like without auto-tune, fucking check it out. T-Pain's incredible. I don't think that's gonna get it either. The one that's super in contention, the two that are in super contention are Die For You, the Valorant track, just because it has so much like connection to my full year, and as we're coming to the end, it really feels like kind of a big thing for me over the whole course of the year. I'm really leaning that way, but also Rally Ritchie released a single this month. Oh boy, Rally Ritchie released a single this month. It's called Lucky. If I'm being honest with you, it's probably my least favorite of the singles he's released this year.
I was gonna say I wasn't huge on it.
Yeah, I mean, I liked it. I think it's really good. As I listen to it more now, I've liked it more and more. I still think it's probably like third of his 3 singles that came out this year. That being said, I think I'm gonna go with Die For You. It has me really hyped, and especially in the lead up into this month with the Champions Tournament. It's something I've been like listening to, that main theme that's from the video game in that song all year long, playing it and watching the pro scene. It's just a really cool, like, all around thing that they created with that song. So yeah, that's my single of the month. And then fucking albums. Holy fucking shit. There's been so many fucking albums that came out this month. Kill Bill the Rapper released an album for the first time in a very long time after some personal stuff that he had to deal with. He kind of like disappeared for a long time. He came back. He was just like, album, boom, and he released it. I think was it the day after Thanksgiving. And it's pretty good. I like it a lot. It's a lot more like Sad Boy Hours. But I think it's really good. I liked it a lot. I'm gonna have to give it some more listens. I didn't listen to it as much as some of the others. So I'm gonna let that one settle a little bit. I'll get back to you on how much I like it. On first listen though, first couple listens, I liked it. Speaking of things that came out right around Thanksgiving, on fucking Thanksgiving, Tupperware Remix Party released the album New and Improved, and holy mother, whoa, they really stepped it up, baby. They are new and improved. The technical level has increased. They just keep on getting more technical with every single fucking album they do. The very first song in the album, called Fusion Reactor, and it just continuously changes time signatures as it goes through, and you're just like, where are you going with this? Oh my god. And then they there's so many good features on this fucking album, dude. There's one featuring Chris Hadfield. I don't know if he's actually a spaceman or not. I think he might be.
He is.
Yeah. Okay, so they literally interviewed him about his journey in space, but also played music around him talking about it. It was really fucking cool. I was like, this is so weird. I love this. So yeah, that was cool. It featured Alex Mukala, who I mentioned before at the beginning of the episode. He does like a bunch of really cool, like really funky bass covers of stuff. They had him on a track called Planet Bass that was really fucking cool. Diamond Cafe was another feature that I had never heard of before on this track called Found Your Love is what it was on. And that track fucking slaps. Diamond Cafe has one of the most soulful voices I've ever heard in my fucking life. All in all, album blew my mind. If I'm being honest with you, it's definitely like in that rotating cast of things I'm considering for like the top 5 albums of the year. I don't think it's like the top 3, but it's definitely vying for like that 4 or 5 spot. If I'm being honest with you. I gotta listen to it a little bit more though, because it did also just come out. One other feature on that album was a song called Polygon featuring Starcadian. I was like, wow, they're cool. I should check them out. Wouldn't you know, they released an album this month too. Starcadian is a band I'd never really fucking heard of before this, but they're like a weird like mix of rock and Daft Punk almost into like this weird like middle ground. It's called Radio Galaxy, I'm pretty sure, is what the name of the album is. Really cool. Like, if there was ever an experience in an album, this is it. Like, whoa. I just hit play and I didn't fucking move. I just laid there and I just absorbed, and I was like, I'm in it. It was really fucking cool. I liked it a lot. Then we move on to the two of the best albums that came out this year. Gold Necklace, which, you know, we talked about. So if you want to hear us talk about it more, because I'm sure we're all going to talk about it in this segment right now, a tad, or at least mention it. But we did a whole video on it. Check it out. The album's incredible. And then, for me, longly anticipated, Silk Sonic released An Evening with Silk Sonic. And it is incredible. Also very funny that fucking the home team tweeted about it. And I was like, this is the weirdest like collaboration of like my worlds of music. There's like any hope that we had for Slow Boom being the album of the year has been smashed by Silk Sonic. And I was like, what the fuck? Which was cool. The Silk Sonic album I have listened to on repeat nonstop since it came out. That being said, it came out on the same day as Gold Necklace. And I've also been listening to that song a ton on repeat. I actually don't really know which one I want to be my album of the month. Because if I'm being honest with you, they're both vying for those top 3 spots in my albums of the year. At this very moment, this could change by the end of the year. But at this very moment, I'm going to go with An Evening with Silk Sonic because I'm still in awe that this is a project that's actually happening. That happened. I'm sure they're probably not going to do the album together. God, I hope they do. But just all around, like, fucking An Evening with Silk Sonic literally tells like a story, like a love story in the like progression of the songs in it. And it's so cool. And just Bruno Mars has one of the best voices like on the planet right now. Fucking Anderson .Paak is one of like the most unique artists as well. He has like this really cool like dip in hip hop, but also soulful music. And it's just like together they're creating this really cool like 80s love letter band. It's just so fucking like, this is never going to happen again. I feel like this is like lightning in a bottle kind of thing. And it's so cool. I love it so much. And that's, it's going to be my album of the month. We'll see about album of the year. We'll see. But right now it's going to get album of the month.
Cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hell yeah. That's where I'm leaning.
That was a
long one.
A long one, yeah.
I had a lot of stuff come out this
there.
month. Yeah, I had a lot of stuff, a lot of good stuff come out this month that I was not expecting. A lot of kind of stuff just kind of popped out of nowhere. So,
yeah. Brennan, we're on to you.
Well, my single of the month is really only down to 2 songs. There was one song that came out from a band called Until I Wake, and the song is called Octane. Very good track, albeit it can be kind of generic, but it's still like done very well. Because it's a very familiar chord progression pretty much throughout, but like how they pull it off and like the singer's, I don't know his name, the singer's voice is like absolutely incredible. So definitely a tasty track. Definitely check it out. That's my runner up, but my single of the month is from a band that's going to be coming out with an album next year that actually was in my top 5 for my Spotify artists of the year, and that is Echo Chamber by Northlane. This track, it's weird because like it starts off like they've been a band of transition since their first singer Adrian Fittipaldis left the band, and they've went from like true like metalcore, like Architects core to like a little bit more than that with Marcus Bridge. It's either Marcus Bridge or Marcus Bridges, but it kind of starts off like techno-y, like something you'd like hear in like a Daft Punk song or like any kind of like, you know, artist like that. And it like slowly just kind of goes downhill into like this heavier track. Like the guitars become a lot more like prominent, and like, you know, the ending of the song, like the middle, they have like a middle breakdown, and then they have like an ending part that just really gets into the chug fest. And to see them like go from that to, I mean, the whole entire song is kind of repetitive, but how it transitions from like, you know, techno into like just Chug City, I think is pretty epic. And it really kind of makes me wonder what their new album's going to be like, because I have a feeling it's going to be like a hint of Alien plus like a hint of this. So it's got to be Echo Chamber from Northlane. My battle for top album of the month is very difficult. Because because I have Gold Necklace that came out. I have, which of course is an excellent record. You know, we've already done an episode on it, so I won't dive into it too much. Then we have Bullet for My Valentine actually released a pretty good record. Surprising.
I forgot about them.
Yeah, I was totally caught off guard. I was totally caught off guard by how like good it was. I mean, it's not the best, but like for a band that's that old that hasn't been relevant for, you know, years, I was actually pretty surprised by how good it was. There's a band called Eminence that they had a couple singles of the month. They're like contenders for single of the month that I've had before. They're actually the band that like their music videos are in, like that really wide resolution on YouTube.
Oh yeah,
totally random tidbit, but it is some damn good music. This band is awesome, and their album Heaven in Hiding is incredible. Then we have Volumes. So they're another like gent classic kind of band, like gent / metalcore that, you know, I thought about incorporating in this month's Gent Fest, but fucking, I don't know, Animals as Leaders and Andromeda just fit the role a little bit better. But they have an album called Happier. Like literally it has a question mark. And it's actually
okay.
it's a good record. It's not the best I've ever heard, but it's a good record. It's solid. And then we have, I might as well just list them all. We have an EP from Like Moss to Flames, which I thought about including in this, like for album of the month, because it is that damn good. But it only being an EP, it's only 5 songs long. I'm gonna discount it for now. But I mean, it is. I mean, Ameliorate, Views from Halfway Down, Gnashing Teeth, Preservation of Hate, like all 5 of these songs are incredible god tier metalcore, like straight up. So like Moss to Flames, you got slap. But the 2 that I'm really thinking about that should get my album of the month. All right. One of them is from a band called Scion, which is a collaboration project between Jared Dines and Howard Jones, who used to be from Killswitch Engage. And it is like phenomenal. Like hearing like the depth and complexity of like the instrumentals that Jared Dines brings to the table, plus like Howard Jones's ability to like scream and like his unique like singing voice. Like, because when you think of Killswitch Engage, like you always think of My Curse and like, you know, how awesome he was in that track. Well, imagine that, but like you bring out the 7 strings, you bring out the gent, you bring out the breakdowns, like you bring out just like maniacal guitar playing. And that is this whole album. And this album is literally called Self-Titled. So and the other album that I'm thinking is from a band called Silent Planet. If you're in the metalcore scene, you've definitely heard of Silent Planet. This record was an absolute treat. It's called Iridescent, and I mean from top to bottom, like breakdowns that just melt your face off. You know, very like if you actually look at like the lyrics, like there's a lot of deep meanings in songs. The vocal performance is absolutely top notch. As I don't know his last name, but my man Garrett just fucking kills. I mean, he is absolutely incredible as a vocalist. I mean, this one's tough because you have like the mainstay and you have like the collaboration project that both, I think, are both worthy. But I'm gonna go with Scion Self-Titled because this thing totally surprised me and caught me off guard, but it is absolutely incredible. Like this, it might make my top 5 albums of the year. It might just break it. It might just be left out. But I mean, it is worthy. And I'm going to put it in my battle against all my other albums, and we'll see where it stacks up. And Iridescent is not far behind. So, yeah. So I'm going to go with Scion Self-Titled.
I'm really glad that we both went with the weird like collaboration project albums this month. Like I went with Silk Sonic, you went with Scion, and we were just like, oh, it's so cool. It's like lightning in a bottle. It's so neat, and we went with them.
We'll keep that train going because I'm just going to pick Gold Necklace for my album of the month, and that is technically another
it is
collab.
Technically, yeah.
It's like collab.
It is pretty much just the reuniting of 2 of the 3 people behind Eternity Forever, which is one of the most lightning in a bottle fucking musical scenarios I've ever experienced in my life.
Yeah.
We
Four
talked about
songs
that
in a
album
dream.
to death, so I'm not going to go into detail. I will say there were some other albums that came out that I did enjoy. Between You and Me finally released their second album, which I enjoyed for the most part. It was definitely mixed better than their first one. And there are definitely some tracks on it that I really like. I have only listened to it one time, though, just because I haven't had a ton of time to listen to stuff. But I enjoyed it from what I remember. And the Mayday Parade album was also very, very good. I've never been like a huge Mayday Parade fan, but I've gotten into them a little bit more over the past year or so, just because my girlfriend is obsessed with them. So had that on my radar. I checked it out, and I enjoyed it. So if you like pop punk, those are two albums that I would encourage you to look at. But obviously, Gold Necklace smokes both of those by like an immeasurable margin. It's like
hands fucking down.
They're so
bro.
good.
just buries that shit. Single is a little bit harder because there were a lot of good singles that came out this month. This is tough. I've been like going back and forth in my head this whole time because I think I have it down between two. Before I get into those honorable mentions, the Paris song from Arcane called Snakes is great. And I'm not just saying that because Arcane is like the greatest show I've ever seen. It's just also it's a bop in Paris tune, especially compared to some of their more recent tracks that haven't really done much for me. I think this was like a much stronger song. Because like I thought the chorus in Monster sucked. I thought that My Way was okay, and I not huge on their League of Legends theme song for Worlds, but that is impressive that they got to do that. But I think Snakes is probably the best song they've released in a while, is my point. Not my pick though at all. Also fucking Conquer Divide did a cover of Bad Habits, which I think is an Ed Sheeran song.
It is.
Never heard the real one, but the cover rips, so I would recommend checking that out.
The original kind of
It's Ed Sheeran, so I wouldn't imagine it'd be anything better
It's
than...
up for Song of the Year, if you were curious, actually.
Well, that doesn't
Bad Habits
surprise me at all, because, of course, of course.
Yes.
Um,
Anyways.
Well, the Conquer Divide version is good, so listen to that.
Good.
I'm sure it's way better than the original. The two that are up for me, though, obviously one of them is Cutting It Close by Rain City Drive. Like Kyle said, we have been hotly anticipating their return with their new name and everything, and they've already finished recording the album and just hotly anticipating them to release everything. And Cutting It Close is the first single back, in it just surpassed expectations. It's a great time. I love it. I feel like it's gonna win, but also freaking... There's a band called A Foreign Affair, who I don't listen to a ton, but they released a new single that was just such a vibe. It's called Getaway, and I've just been listening to it like as much as the Rain City Drive song, and they're both just like very neck and neck for me.
Damn.
It's really tough. I think I am going to have to go with Cutting It Close just because of the sheer like they're back
hype.
And like the
hype.
There's
so much
and
hype
it's just,
around it.
They met the hype and it's so good, and I feel like it needs to be on one of our picks.
That's fair.
So I think I am going to go with that, but definitely do not sleep on Getaway by A Foreign Affair. It's a vibe. It's a good time. Really enjoyed it. It's got some, I don't even know what the instrument is in the background, but it's a weird like, I'm going to call it a techno whistle. I don't know what it is, but it's fun. And it,
we love a good techno whistle.
Yeah.
So
it's a bop. I would definitely check it out.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, that's it for this installment of This Month of Music, and for this year of This Month of Music. Another year in the bag.
Woo!
Our first full year, because I guess we started this halfway through our first year on YouTube. Now we're here, the end of another one. I would just like to say, in general, huge thank you to everybody who has been watching our stuff this year and liking and subscribing and commenting and doing all the things. We have doubled our sub count over the course of the past year, which is crazy to me. I don't know how that happened. Hopefully that trend continues going into 2022.
That'd be great.
That would be awesome. And yeah, no, seriously though, just thank you to every single person who listens to us on podcast things, or if you watch us on YouTube. Just all the support has been crazy, and we appreciate all of it. And if you would like to join those people who support us, you can go down there and just kick that subscribe button.
Ooh.
So that you'll be subscribed to the Talks a Lot Boys, and then you'll know when all of our future shit comes out, such as our albums of the year, which is coming up, and our Christmas special, which is coming up, and possibly that Gentleman's Club thing that we talked about, and a whole new year of Month in Music, unless we abandon it.
Tell us if we should abandon it.
Tell us in the comments below if we should abandon it. The view
also
count
got a little
might,
surprise coming
tell us
too.
the answer to that in general, but we will see.
Oh yeah, a little unannounced surprise as well.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we haven't talked about it all, but we're not going to talk about it yet anyways.
Yes, I said I was going to do it like a week ago, and I haven't done it yet. But we'll get there, folks. Don't worry, it's coming.
I forgot. Yeah, I got to do that soon. But anyway, yeah, no, that'll be there's a surprise coming soon.
Ooh,
oh yeah,
surprise.
Ooh.
Yeah, I mean, that's all I got to say.
Yeah. So everyone that has been commenting, that has been showing us support and love, from the bottom of our hearts, a massive thank you. And hopefully our content's good enough for you guys to stick around. So, hell yeah, thank you guys.
Hell yeah. We stopped we stopped doing DGD stuff, and we actually gained subscribers somehow. So I mean, like, things are looking up. That's not the direction I thought things were gonna go.
I tell you what, to keep things in the Spotify Wrapped area, I saw some people saying the Demo Team was their most listened to podcast of the year, and gosh darn, would it be cool if somebody listened to us the most of the year? So make it happen next year.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
That's a goal.
I checked the Spotify Wrapped for Talks a Lot Boys, and I don't remember anything from it. So it had a lot of growth stuff. So again, thanks. If you are like the one person who just listens to us more than anybody, I feel like it said that there were like 3 people, or like a really small, like tiny section of people that like listen to us more, I think. So if you have to be one of those people, let us know. But yeah, that's it. We've been rambling a bunch. So we've been the Talks a Lot Boys, and we'll talk a whole lot more next year. Bye.
See ya.
Whoa. Woo. Bye.